In the intricate dance of human relationships, timing often determines who holds the upper hand. When a relationship begins to wane, many individuals cling desperately to what remains, fearing loss or rejection. However, from a Stoic perspective, true strength lies not in clinging but in releasing, choosing to move on before she does. This act of preemptive emotional liberation is neither about vindication nor manipulation. Rather, it reflects a profound alignment with virtue, self-mastery, and strategic foresight. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. By taking control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you demonstrate resilience, independence, and ethical integrity, qualities that naturally evoke admiration and reflection from others." Dark psychology complements Stoicism by exploring how subtle shifts in behavior and perception can recalibrate relational dynamics. While Stoicism emphasizes rational detachment and principled engagement, dark psychology delves into the psychological triggers that influence human reactions. Together, these frameworks provide a powerful toolkit for navigating the complexities of moving on strategically. By combining virtues like temperance, self-control, justice, fairness, courage, fortitude, and wisdom, reasoned judgment, with an understanding of scarcity, cognitive dissonance, and emotional mirroring, you create a dynamic where your decision to move on prompts her to reevaluate her assumptions, and perhaps even regret losing you. As Epictetus advised, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your response becomes the mirror reflecting back the consequences of her choices, forcing her to confront the reality of your absence. This article explores how Stoic philosophy and dark psychology intersect to help you master the art of moving on before she does. Through practices like emotional regulation, strategic indifference, and deliberate self-improvement, you learn to navigate this challenging transition with grace and purpose. Ultimately, the goal is not to punish or manipulate, but to align with higher principles, ensuring that any reaction stems from genuine recognition of your value, rather than reactive impulses. By embodying Stoic mastery, you inspire admiration while upholding ethical integrity, leaving behind a legacy of quiet strength and unwavering resolve. Understanding why moving on first works before delving into the mechanics of moving on strategically. It's crucial to understand why taking the initiative works so effectively. Human beings are wired to respond to loss differently when they perceive it as imminent versus when they anticipate having control over the outcome. By choosing to move on first, you disrupt established patterns, creating psychological tension that forces the other person to reevaluate their stance. The power of scarcity. Scarcity is one of the most potent psychological motivators. When something becomes unavailable, whether it's attention, affection, or presence, its perceived value increases exponentially. Dark psychology highlights this principle. Limited availability heightens desire. By moving on before she does, you introduce scarcity into the equation, prompting her to question whether she underestimated your worth. Cognitive dissonance and reflection. Moving on first creates cognitive dissonance, a state of mental discomfort, caused by conflicting beliefs or behaviors. If she assumed you would remain invested indefinitely, your newfound detachment challenges her assumptions, forcing her to reconcile her expectations with reality. Stoicism reframes this process as an opportunity for mutual growth, ensuring that your actions align with ethical integrity rather than vindictiveness. Practicing rational detachment. Rational detachment involves observing situations objectively without allowing emotions to hijack reason. This practice helps you process interactions with clarity, ensuring that your responses reflect wisdom rather than impulsivity. Examining impressions. Critically, every situation begins with an impression, an automatic thought or feeling triggered by external stimuli. For instance, hearing that she's distancing herself might provoke feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. However, as Marcus Aurelius urged, examine your impressions, test them as gold in the fire. Question whether these interpretations are accurate or exaggerated. Are you assigning undue significance to her actions, or are you misinterpreting intent? Delaying reaction. Strategically, instead of reacting impulsively, pause before responding. Strategic silence creates psychological distance, giving you time to reflect and regain composure. As Seneca noted, anger begins with folly and ends with repentance. Avoiding hasty reactions ensures that your eventual response reflects reason and purpose, rather than emotionality. Demonstrating unwavering composure, one of the most striking ways to amplify your decision to move on is by maintaining unshakable composure. A Stoic demeanor signals confidence, self-mastery, and indifference to external provocations, all qualities that command respect and disrupt preconceived notions about your vulnerability. Avoiding desperation or neediness. Desperation undermines perceived value, signaling dependency and fragility. By refusing to chase, plead, or react emotionally, you communicate abundance, a belief in your inherent worth regardless of external affirmation. Temperance ensures moderation in expressing interest, preventing overtures that could be misinterpreted as neediness. Leveraging nonverbal cues. Body language amplifies the impact of composure. Stand tall with good posture, make steady eye contact, and move deliberately rather than reactively. Studies show that up to 93% of communication effectiveness comes from tone, gestures, and facial expressions. A composed demeanor paired with confident body language instantly conveys self-assurance and earns admiration. Upholding justice and fairness. Justice, one of the cardinal Stoic virtues, calls for treating others fairly, even when they fail to reciprocate. Responding to neglect or rejection with fairness and kindness reflects moral fortitude and ensures that your actions remain aligned with virtue. Respecting autonomy. Justice requires respecting the other person's autonomy and right to choose their own path. While it may be tempting to question her decision or seek closure aggressively, such tactics violate ethical conduct. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Rising above pettiness demonstrates superior character and fosters long-term respect, offering grace without compromise. If circumstances allow, extend grace strategically. For example, "I'm glad you found happiness moving forward. Wishing you all the best." Graceful gestures disarm hostility and highlight your maturity, potentially prompting reflection on her part. Strengthening your inner world, rather than focusing on external validation or altering another person's behavior, redirect your energy inward. Strengthening your inner world builds resilience, enhances self-esteem, and ensures that no one has the power to disturb your peace. Investing in self-improvement, dedicate time to pursuits that enrich your life and deepen your sense of purpose. Whether learning new skills, pursuing hobbies, or engaging in physical fitness, investing in yourself boosts confidence and reduces reliance on external affirmation. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Reflecting on virtue. Regularly assess whether your actions align with Stoic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Ask yourself, am I responding to this situation with reason and compassion? Am I prioritizing ethical conduct over fleeting emotions? Reflection reinforces commitment to virtuous living, anchoring you in timeless principles. Eliciting reflection through strategic indifference. Strategic indifference, choosing not to engage emotionally or reactively, creates cognitive dissonance for the other person, challenging their assumptions and prompting introspection. When someone anticipates a specific reaction, e.g., pleading, anger, and receives none, they are forced to reevaluate their perceptions and behaviors. Creating psychological tension. Silence speaks volumes. By withholding attention or effort, you create space for the other person to process their thoughts and emotions. Dark psychology identifies scarcity as a powerful motivator. Limited availability heightens perceived value. Strategic indifference leverages this principle ethically, ensuring that your absence inspires reflection rather than resentment. Maintaining boundaries. Firmly, boundaries protect your emotional well-being and signal self-respect. Politely communicate your expectations, I value open communication. If this isn't possible, I'll need to reconsider our dynamic. Boundaries ensure that interactions remain respectful and mutually beneficial. Transforming loss into growth. Paradoxically, choosing not to chase transforms loss into growth. It challenges you to examine your perceptions, refine your communication skills, and deepen your understanding of human relationships. Learning from the experience. Every interaction offers lessons, if you're willing to look closely. Consider, what could I have done differently? How can I improve my approach moving forward? Learning transforms setbacks into stepping stones for progress, embodying the Stoic ideal of continuous improvement. Practicing gratitude shifts your focus from what feels lacking to what you already possess. Express gratitude for supportive relationships, personal achievements, and opportunities to grow. Gratitude shifts perspective, highlighting abundance over scarcity. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "He who has learned to be grateful looks upon all men as his benefactors." Inspiring regret. Through authenticity, the alignment between inner values and outward actions, is universally attractive. People instinctively admire those who live authentically, refusing to conform to societal pressures or superficial norms. Stoicism champions authenticity as a path to eudaimonia, flourishing, urging practitioners to pursue meaningful lives guided by reason and virtue. Clarifying core values. Identify your core values and let them guide every decision. For instance, if honesty is paramount, communicate transparently regardless of consequences. Living authentically reinforces self-respect and inspires similar behavior in others. Justice demands equitable treatment, fostering environments where respect thrives organically. Sharing vulnerabilities. Thoughtfully, vulnerability, when expressed strategically, humanizes authority figures and fosters deeper connections. Share personal stories or lessons learned from failures, demonstrating humility and relatability. However, avoid oversharing, which risks undermining professionalism. Balance vulnerability with discretion, ensuring authenticity remains intact. Conclusion. The quiet power of preemptive liberation. When she expected you to linger in uncertainty, plead for reconciliation, or reveal vulnerabilities, but found instead that you chose rational detachment, composure, and ethical integrity, you transformed a potential challenge into a testament of character. By embracing Stoic principles, detachment, justice, courage, and wisdom, you elevated yourself above trivial provocations, commanding respect while preserving your dignity. True power lies not in dominating others, but in mastering yourself. As Marcus Aurelius concluded, "He who does not know what the world is does not know where he is, and he who does not know for what purpose the world exists does not know who he is, nor what the world is." Understanding your place within the broader tapestry of existence empowers you to lead with purpose and conviction. Through Stoicism, you unlock the ability to inspire admiration, not through manipulation or coercion, but through excellence, earning respect while upholding ethical integrity. In doing so, you exemplify the essence of Stoicism, finding harmony within yourself while contributing positively to the world around you.